No one else is on the direct path that I am on to succeed to the goals that I am achieving. Everyone else wants to hang out and go to the bar, take a ride to the city, do this, do that. I got everything I need here. Once you young 18-year-olds realize that the whole world is trash and everyone's trying to pull you down, everybody besides you is trying to pull you down, you'll understand where you're trying to go in life and you'll get there a lot quicker. I dropped Film School 1, Film School 2, but you know what I said I'm going to do for you guys? And I meant it. You know, within one semester of class, where everyone was writing one screenplay, I wrote two. Two damn good strips. You know, I've had TV producers, managers, and agents all love it. Damn near almost sold it. Why don't we all write a script? Let's get interactive with this. Let's write a script together. Alright? So today, and the next 30 days straight, we're going to write a screenplay. That's it, guys. A full feature, 90 to 120 pages. 90 pages if you're writing a comedy and, you know, your first time writing a script and you want to let loose a little bit. 120 for the more daunting, you know, leap year script reader writers out there. Remember also, if you're going to be a screenwriter, you got to be a reader. I want you to read a script every night. If not every night, at least once a week. Pick up the best adaptive screenplay of every year and read it. And I get it, I understand what everyone's, oh my god, a full screenplay? You want me to write a full screenplay? How the hell did you write two? It's not as hard as you think it is. Alright? We're going to break it down into sections. You know, we're gonna just start off with one line, one sentence, one character, one theme, one log line. We're going to start off with something small. And we'll build and we'll get there. And over 30 days you'll have your own body of work. Alright, so class number 1. You can do whatever you want. It's your script. No one tells you what to do. That was the best part of your writing, is your writing. Yeah, your scripts can be made crazy, a little bit wacky, but guess what? We're going to put that into a ball of that crazy and that wacky, and we're going to structure it. We're going to make it nice and neat and structure it. The most important thing to your screenplay, and anyone else will tell you this, is your theme. Your theme is your DNA. It's the backbone of your story. Without a specific theme in mind, and need to have this in mind before you start writing the script, or you're going to be aimlessly writing, your character is going to have multi-personality and just driving while he's walking, you know, running while he's sitting. Like, he's not going to know what he's going to do. You got to give the story a theme. Every single screenplay that's ever been sold in the whole world has had a great theme. It hooks you in emotionally. It's what gives your story legs to go a whole 90 or 120 pages. A lot of people would say love and hate aren't themes, that they're more thematical suggestions. A lot of writers think theme emerges over time with the pages you have written. It's not the case either. What did I say earlier? You have to come up with a clear and present theme before you drive your story. No matter what any writers or your parents or your grandparents or your dogs say, love and revenge is not theme. They're great words to help hone your theme. Okay, so theme. Need to come up with a sentence that's going to be the backbone of your screenplay. A sentence? Let's start with one word. How about justice? How about revenge? Redemption, innocence, brotherly love. Alright? Will brotherly love last a lifetime? Let's pick another one, revenge. Will your hero, so-and-so, seek revenge for the death of his mother's murder? That's your theme. That's simple as that. They don't always have to be in a question, but guess what? It's the easy way to do it. Ask yourself a question about the words you picked. So pick any one of them. If you need a dictionary or if you need a Google Themes real quick, pause it and Google Themes. Love, redemption, betrayal, lust, revenge, honesty, devotion, dedication, hate, anger, betrayal. So pause this real quick if you need to. Come up with your one word for your theme. Come up with one word. Alright? You unpaused it? Come up with your sentence. Put your sentence in a form of a question if you need to. Justice. With a Dark Knight seek justice for his parents' murder? Will he? Every single word matters. It counts. It's not just a word to be said or had in your book or your script. It counts. Will he? So who knows? Will he? Is he going to figure it out? Is his character arc going to go up? Come crashing down? Is he going to fail? Of course your character is going to fail. He's going to get back up and he's going to go through another obstacle. You're going to fail again and again and again. But that's one thing. If you love your main character, you will beat the heck out of him. You will throw him in a lion's den full of 100 lions and figure out a way for him to get out. I would love to see that on screen. I hope you can write it. Put your character into the deepest, darkest corner and let him battle his way out. Beat the crap out of your main character through your whole story. Do it. Just makes for a better story. Look, each story has to have structure. Read the script Fargo. Watch the movie Fargo. Can money really buy you happiness? The theme of Fargo. Can it? Stumbling upon $1 million? Or does it bring troubles? Does it bring obstacles? Does it throw you in that lion's den? Do you get out of it? It's up to you to figure out a way to get him out. Make it the most creative and awesome way you want. Sure, Mother Nature is a bitch. However, nothing leads to a man's demise quicker than man himself. Your antagonist, we'll get to that later, your protagonist doesn't have to be always human. In this case, will nature destroy human, or will man destroy man? Will a tornado or a hurricane, or all those great end of the world movies, where nature is just a beast and it just tumbles and tortures and destroys mankind, and it's almost the end of mankind and human civilization as we know it, but yet man figures it out. Man beats nature all the time. The verdict, the lawyer is an alcoholic, pragmatic lawyer. His journey is for him to uncover the truth. Truth. The thematical suggestion of the story, or the thematical category of the story. Truth. The whole story from beginning to end, page 1 to page 120, all relies on truth. Will he tell the truth? Will he seek out the truth? Does he bite his tongue at the very end, or does he reveal the truth for a greater good? Every scene, almost every scene of that script is about someone lying or telling the truth or trying to uncover the truth. It really is. Go and read it. The Verdict. Great one. In The Verdict, the lawyer's redemption is when he seeks truth to set him free. The famous want need of every great film. He wants to win the case. He needs to tell the truth to win this case. Want, need. So now that you know your theme, step 1's done. If you don't, hold up. Also, real quick, before I start any screenplay, yes, I go buy a new screenwriting book. I used to be in LA, so it was a lot easier for me to go shopping and find one. Now I pretty much got to go on Google, Amazon, eBay, or whatnot to get my book. Before I start any screenplay, I always would buy a book and get a brand new notebook. Brand new notebook, page 1. Start from page 1. You're going to fill that whole book up. Go out tonight, get your 98-cent notebook. Go get a pencil. Can't get a pencil sharpener, get a knife. Scrape that shit. Okay, now that you got your basic theme, and remember, it's always okay to change your thematical category or theme throughout the writing process, but you should have at least a basic theme before you start writing, so you know which direction you're going. Theme's going to change as your character changes and evolves and his character arc moves through the story. From the inciting incident at page 10 to 12, he's going to be one way, and by page 13 or by page 90, he's going to be a totally different way. So of course, your theme's going to change a little bit. But hone it, because guess what? Writing is rewriting. It's the one thing that you don't take away from this class, or you don't take away from this, is writing is rewriting. Writing is rewriting. You're going to write a 90-page script. You're going to go to the top, trim the fat, rewrite it. And you'll change a lot. You'll rip out scene. You'll have a scene that you've been working on for 2-3 days. Sometimes just one night if you're a good writer, but a couple days you're just beating this pages, pumping out pages. You know, a nice, solid, deep, emotional, intense, dramatic scene. You go to the top of your script. You start from page 1 again, and as you're reading, taking out the fat, you're gonna look and you don't like that scene no more. It doesn't fit. Doesn't fit your theme. Doesn't fit your character. You know, put a bookmark in it. Put a highlight over it. You know, that way it's always still there. You might want to use it somewhere else later. Who knows when you change it for the 3rd or 4th time. I change a script 10, 15, and then I lose count how many times I've actually changed a script and how many times I've rewritten a script. I remember one time it was 25 different rewrites I took just within the first 6 months itself. Just because the first draft is the easiest. You're just pumping out shit. It's when you hone it and you get it tighter is when it really starts to take shape and starts to get you thinking. I got the backbone down, I got the theme down, I got my characters down. At the end of this, I want you to submit your themes. I want you to submit your thematical categories, your themes to me, and we'll make sure they're nice and tight, make sure they're ready for the next step. So after you got that, write it down on your Word, you know, make your Word document or your Gmail or your Google Docs, whatever you use to write, and then I want you to email it to me. And then we'll start pumping these scripts out. Let's take over the world, baby. A lot of people say when you build your protagonist, you need to build your antagonist too. Your protagonist, your hero. So we just move past theme, okay? We're gonna put the theme aside for now, and we're gonna jump into the main character. All right? We got our sentence down, we got our theme down, we know which way we're going now, we know what kind of script we're kind of writing. Now let's make it the character. Let's come up with the main character. You want to build something or create an antagonist that the audience is going to feel for, almost have empathy for. Build a hero that we hope for and fear for at the same time. Remember I told you about building your protagonist, putting him in the lion's den and putting 100 lions around him and how is he going to get out, and that's how we're going to get your character out, and you got to come up with some crazy cool way on how to get your character out of that lion's den. You want to fear for your main character. Feel empathy and passion for this guy. I mean, he doesn't have to be likable, you don't have to like him, but there's a lot of bad guys in movies that you don't like and you hate, but yet you feel empathy towards. You don't have to feel sympathetic when you're building this character. We don't want your audience to necessarily feel sympathetic towards your main character, but at least have some empathy for your main character. Creating a hero that you feel sympathetic for isn't always a bad way to go. Almost impossible not to feel some sort of way towards your main character. Not to mention, sympathy equals likability. So if you feel sympathy towards your character, the audience is most likely going to attach themselves to him and like him. We love to see characters acting bravely. So it's not always what the character or your hero or protagonist is trying to accomplish that makes us cheer for him, but it's the lengths in which he or she is willing to travel and go to accomplish those goals. So keep that in mind. You want your goals to be big. You want your story to be big. You want something come out of this head. You want just something that no one has ever thought of. You want to just build the scenes that no one's ever thought they would be able to see on film. You know, but yet keep in mind, you're always writing for producers and directors and agents and studios. Keep it in mind that a studio needs to build this one day and a director needs to direct this one day, so keep it simple. You know, you want to be able to make it easy to pitch to agents and all the way up the ladder. An agent wants to be able to have a good story that they are able to pitch to the studios. So make sure you got a pitchable character. We fear that our protagonist will succumb to their weaknesses, but we hope that they act bravely under extraordinary circumstances. These are a few more things that the audience will attach to your character and feel more enjoyable towards. You see a normal, everyday Joe take on extraordinary circumstances. Know your main character's wants, needs, desires, dreams, and goals. We talked about his background, but now let's look into the future. Let's see what else he wants. What else does he want What are his goals in life? You know, what are his dreams? What is his passions? What does he like to do on the side when he's not saving the world today in this script? Conflict. I can't say this enough. Conflict, 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 conflict. Right when the audience thinks that it can't get any worse, boom, it gets worse. Alright? Always can get worse for your character, but guess what? We're going to figure out a way to get your character through that. Obstacles, achievements. Obstacles, achievements. It's in the ladder of going up, down, up, down. Everyone says rising action for your main character, falling action towards the end. The screenplay goes like this. Rising action to the inside an incident, drops when inside an incident. Act 1, gets it, fails. Gets it, fails. Gets it, fails. The screenplay goes like this. It doesn't just have rising action and falling action. It rises and falls constantly throughout your 90 pages. You want your main character to have weaknesses and flaws, something that he can build toward in his character arc. Hopefully many flaws. And your main character is usually oblivious to all these weaknesses. He thinks he's the shit, but yet the audience knows that he's weak in this area, and this area. That's what makes him want to jump into the story and just take it on full force, and keep on fighting. He thinks he can accomplish it, but the audience knows he can't. What's he going to do to achieve it? What's he going to do to build himself into a better person and make his character arc? In your screenplay, you want to attack your main character and his weaknesses. You built him his weaknesses. Now we want to attack him on his weaknesses to show how he's going to become a better character throughout the 90 or 120 pages, a comedy or a drama script, whatever you're willing to write. Your main character should not have full dimensions into his or her theme of the story just yet. You want him to build on it. It goes along with the character arc. We know the theme of the story. We wrote it. We just came up with the thematical categories, and we made the thematical question, the theme of our story, the DNA. We don't want your character to know that just yet. We want your character to be oblivious to the theme of the story. It gives him something to learn on and grow throughout the story. This will take more practice as you write, but try not to like your character or your protagonist. We all fall in love with the characters we build, but try not to like him. Kind of almost want to hate your character at first because you're just throwing so much stuff at him and you're beating him up throughout the whole script. As you always want to make your character learn and grow, what does he learn in this script? How does he grow? Background. And when I mean background is if you got a certain age in mind, what was your character doing a year ago? What's his background? What's his story? What's his past? Is he a veteran? Is he homeless? Is he a spoiled, rotten child? Is he an only child? Does he have siblings? He's going to act different if he has siblings to being an only child. He's going to have all the presents on Christmas to having to share and get the coal or something. He's this backstory. What was he raised? Does he go to church? Is he religious? Come up with a backstory of your character. Answer all these questions of what I'm saying. Did he go to church? What kind of breakfast cereal does he like cereal? Maybe he don't like cereal. Maybe he likes pancakes and chicken and waffles or something. Who knows what he likes? You know what he likes. You're creating him. Your homework for this part now, guys, we got the thematical category, the thematical sentence down. We got the DNA of what you want to do in this script and what you want to build and what type of script you want to do. Now think about, we should have did this first, do you want to write a comedy? Do you want to write a drama? Do you want to be an action piece, a horror film, a slapstick comedy, a romance, a brotherly, just pick the category. There's a whole bunch there's film noir, there's all types of categories and what type of scripts you want to write. Think about what you want to write. Alright? Now after you thought about what you want to write, we already have the theme, we already went through the thematical categories, the thematical sentence, what type of story you're trying to write after that category. Don't worry about titles and names just yet. Now for the homework on your characters. I want you to get an antagonist, think of your antagonist, the background, the goals, his weaknesses, his flaws, how is he going to arc, what does he become at the end of your script to what he is at the beginning of your script. Maybe he's weak and fragile and a nerd, grows up to be this big jock, boss man, blah blah blah. Protagonist, half page. Antagonist, half page. Wants, needs, goals, love, likes, dislikes, religious, non-religious, city boy, country boy, lived in a prison, grew up in a prison whole life, whatever you want. Write the half page of that. Get the other characters, 2 more characters, write them, the rest of the characters will follow. That's your homework for your characters. Alright? And if you haven't done so already, figure out the theme of your story, the thematical categories. Pick 1 or 2 words, and then build a question off of that. Alright? So then do that. Now the very last thing we're going to do to get this going and finish our day 1 of writing a script, and this is important as well, is the log line. Hollywood is looking for what we call high concept with legs. High concept, something that just is so mind-blowing. Legs, Hollywood term for does it have legs, is it got the franchise? Is it going to have 7 films, 8 Fast and Furiouses? It's a high concept legs. It wants to be able to make 7 of them and make $100 million a script, or $100 million a movie. Concept can surely be subjective, but we're not talking about 4 high school ninjas traveling to the moon to defeat the Mars robots, you know. That's, you know, it's really high concept and it's crazy and it's out there, but it might not draw the interest of the studios. You know, we all want to fall in love. We all share thirst for adventure. We all have similar family issues, and we all like to watch people make fools of themselves. We all deal with difficult moral dilemmas because, let's face it, we've all made fools of ourselves at some point in our life. A logline is pretty much what your screenplay is about, what your story is about in 2 to 3 sentences. The shorter the sweeter, but the definition is very easy. It's a 1 to 2 sentences of the idea of your movie. You know, what your whole movie that you're writing and creating, you know, take the theme, the characters, everything, and put it into 2 sentences. You should already kind of know the ending of where you're going. You know, if he's in prison, he escapes prison, you know, he deals with guards in the middle, or, you know, a cowboy on a horse traveling into the town, he's not leaving without his gold, you know, he dies at the end. You know, something, just 2 sentences of the idea of your movie. Loglines are a technique to write on their own, and they're very tricky, but we're going to get through this. Let me give you a couple examples of some logline. The extraordinary story of a thoroughbred racehorse, from his humble beginnings as an underfed workhorse, to his unlikely rise and triumph, victory over the Triple Crown winner, War Admiral. Seabiscuit. 2 sentences, you got the whole story and the idea. I'm going to give you the logline. Let's see if you can come up with the movie, okay? 17th century adventures on the Caribbean Sea, where the roughest yet charming Jack Sparrow joins forces with a young blacksmith in a gallant attempt to rescue the governor of England's daughter and reclaim his ship. Right, Pirates of the Caribbean. A young man and woman from different social classes fall in love on an ill-fitted journey to America. Titanic, right? Got the whole movie, you know, 1 sentence. 1 sentence. They got that whole movie in 1 sentence. That's what we want you to do. Such a great logline. Something easy to pitch to the studios. That's what we want to do here. Let's do 1 more logline. It was fun, right? We're going to play a little game. When a Roman general is betrayed and his family murdered by a corrupt prince, he comes to Rome as a gladiator to seek revenge. Again, a long movie. Great concept. Logline this big. Awesome, right? Gladiator. Short, sweet, down and dirty. Just keep it nice and tight and compact. Alright? So your homework is to come up with the logline of your movie. So thematical category, pick your theme if it's so hard and you're not totally understand it yet. You know, write the theme, pick 1 word, write it as a question, that's your theme. Protagonist, antagonist, half a page, write out your characters, pick another character or 2 if you want, the rest will come as you're writing, and then the logline, 1 to 2 sentences that can pretty much boil your whole screenplay or your whole story into 2 sentences. It's all you need to do today. Tomorrow we'll get cracking on the rest of it, but for today, work on that tonight, send it to me, email it to me, emails below. We'll get this rolling, and I'll help with anything you guys want to do. We'll write these scripts together. I'll keep it open for a whole year if I have to. We'll get this going, alright? So today was day 1, themes, log lines, main characters. Tomorrow we'll work on the beats, the act breaks, first act, second act, midpoint, conclusion, resolution. We'll start working on the beats and the twists. We'll show you how to just twist it up a little bit, alright? So thanks for watching Detroit Post Production. See you tomorrow.